All right, let's get into it. Because if you've been keeping an eye on the Pittsburgh Steelers preseason opener, especially that first stretch against the Jaguars, then you know we got something to talk about when it comes to Broderick Jones. Now look, it wasn't a perfect outing, and I'm not here to pretend it was, but overall, very promising stuff from the young left tackle. Not just flashes, but actual consistency in the small sample size we got. He only played 2 series, so yeah, we're not swimming in tape. But the few reps we did get already say a lot about where he is and where he's going. Let's go play by play because the little details really matter here. Starting with a quick pass to the outside, Scotty Miller goes in motion, Mason Rudolph is ready to release almost immediately, and here's the thing. With a play like this, timing is everything. You don't have time to set and absorb pressure like a classic pass protection rep. You need aggression. You got to meet the defender before you can even think about getting a hand in that throwing lane. And Broderick, that's exactly what he does. His initial step is smart. Yes, that back foot drops first, but it's not a deep kick like you'd see on a longer developing route. He sets the anchor, then fires forward. He's not retreating. He's attacking. He keeps Hines Allen, a legit starter, not some third stringer just filling in, out of the picture completely. That might look like a throwaway snap to most people, a routine quick pass. But for offensive line coaches and anyone watching development closely, this is the stuff that shows growth. Last year, Broderick might have been slow to react, maybe hesitant. Not this time. That's focus. That's understanding situational football. That's what you need from a potential franchise tackle. Now let's jump to a more traditional pass pro look. No quick game here. Mason Rudolph's reading the field, working through progressions. And what you want to see in this kind of rep is technical refinement. Broderick sets with good footwork, gets to his spot quickly, and here's the key. He lands his hands first. That matters. Ask any offensive line coach in the league, and they'll tell you, the one who strikes first controls the fight. If the edge rusher gets hands on you first, now you're reacting. You're playing from behind. But here, Broderick gets his hands up and lands contact. Hines Allen tries to swipe them down, and sure, he does get some movement, but Broderick stays with him. Keeps that right arm locked on the shoulder, mirrors the rush laterally, stays in front, doesn't panic, doesn't grab. That's a high-quality pass protection rep. Even if Rudolph had held the ball longer, Broderick was still in control. That's what you want from your blindside protector. And yeah, this wasn't a one-off. Let's talk awareness because it came up on another play where the pocket got a little murky. Smoot initially doesn't rush, and last year that kind of delay would have thrown Broderick off. You could see it in his tape. There were moments where he just looked confused, like he didn't know who to block or where the pressure might be coming from. But this time, much more composed. Smoot's not coming right away, so Broderick scans. He checks inside, sees that his guy, number 93, is picked up by Spencer, makes sure everything's squared up inside. And when Smoot does come, Broderick's already set and ready to engage. He doesn't get caught flat-footed. That's football IQ. That's knowing not just your job, but what everyone around you is doing, and how to adjust when things shift post-snap. Now, to be fair, he does get pushed back a bit on that rep, and you'd rather see a cleaner anchor. But even then, he recovers. And again, these are little things. But for a player like Broderick, these are big little things. His development is going to hinge on these kinds of moments. It's not always about pancakes or highlight blocks. Sometimes it's about how you handle the messy in between. Now this next one, this was the touchdown to Darnell Washington. You love to see it. But let's not get distracted by the throw or the catch. Let's focus on what Broderick had to do to make it happen. Once again, he's on an island. The tight ends release into routes. No chip help, no double team. It's just Broderick and the edge rusher. What stands out immediately is the footwork. That first step back is clean. And more importantly, he's trying to maintain a wide base. That's the goal. You keep your feet wide, you keep your leverage. You start getting narrow, you're in trouble, especially against a bull rush. And yeah, he does get a little narrow for a second, which is something to keep an eye on. If Hines Allen had gone for a straight power move in that moment, he might have walked Broderick back into the quarterback. But the ball gets out quickly, and Broderick does recover his stance. You can tell he's more mobile. He's trimmed down a bit. Says he's over 300 pounds, though honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's right at that number, not over it. Either way, the movement is better, lighter, more controlled. But one thing that's a bit concerning, he ducks his head during contact. And that's a no-no for most coaches. When you lower your head like that, you lose vision. You can't see stunts. You can't react to counters. If you lose with your head down, you're done. You have no way to recover. That's something he'll need to clean up. But again, in this rep, he survives it. He gets pushed a bit, sure? But he plants that right foot, resets and anchors down. Ball's already out by then, so it doesn't hurt you. But against more advanced pass rushers, that kind of technique lapse could cost you. It's a good reminder that while Broderick is improving, he's not a finished product yet. Let's talk about the sack. Because yeah, it's officially recorded as one, and technically the pressure came from the guy Broderick was initially engaged with. But this one's not on the tackle, not even a little bit. Smoot loops inside, and Broderick passes him off to Spencer. That's a standard exchange. After that, Broderick looks for additional threats, maybe expecting someone else to crash off the edge. Now, could he have stayed engaged with Smoot a little longer? Maybe, but the real issue here is Mason Rudolph. He holds the ball for over 5 seconds. You can't do that. Not in the NFL. Not behind any offensive line. You can't ask your left tackle to block for 5-6 seconds on a play where no one gets open. Roman Wilson is streaking down the field with separation, and Rudolph hesitates. Doesn't pull the trigger. That's on the quarterback. If you're an offensive lineman and you give your guy 3.5 clean seconds, you've done your job. Anything beyond that is bonus territory. And finally, let's break down the rep that was bad. Because yeah, that was one. And it's important not to gloss over it. Smoot, again, lined up across from Broderick. The ball is snapped. Broderick gets into his set. At first, everything looks fine. Wide base, balanced posture. But then Smoot hits him with a slick combo, slaps away the outside hand, swats down the inside, and just breezes around the edge. And Broderick, his hands are gone, his head drops again, and he's left chasing. That's the kind of rep that gets you beat clean. No recovery, no fight left in the block. That's the danger of bad hand placement and dropping your head. It's one thing to get beat physically, it's another to lose the technique battle entirely. That rep? That's the kind of thing we saw too often last year when Broderick struggled. And yeah, in this case, the ball's out quickly. It doesn't result in disaster, but the posture, the movement, the reaction, it all points to something that still needs work. You cannot let that kind of move beat you so cleanly in a real game against top-tier edge rushers. That's where guys like Myles Garrett and TJ Watt live. They feast on tackles who lunge, who reach, who drop their eyes. It's the type of thing you have to clean up if you want to start in this league, let alone protect a franchise quarterback. That, and I want to stress this was one bad rep. Out of all the snaps we got to break down, this was the clear outlier. And that's a good thing, because it tells us the base is improving, the fundamentals are trending up. He's holding up better in isolation, processing quicker, showing more poise in his sets. He's giving his quarterback time. He's competing. So now that we've broken down the big picture, let's go even deeper. Because Broderick Jones didn't just show flashes of competence. He gave us tangible examples of growth, reps that show he's actively working through the details that separate raw talent from NFL-level consistency. One of the biggest criticisms of his rookie year, and it was fair at the time, was that he looked overwhelmed. You could feel the hesitation in his movement. His feet would freeze, his hands would come up late, and even when he wasn't getting beat outright, you could tell he wasn't sure what was happening around him. Fast forward to this game against Jacksonville, and that version of Broderick looked like a guy we've already moved past. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers around the NFL world have begun to circulate about a potential seismic shift in the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive lineup, with the tantalizing rumor that star wide receiver Chris Godwin might be joining the black and gold. The chatter suggests that the Steelers could be on the brink of a bold move to revitalize their passing game, injecting fresh energy and proven talent into a unit that has struggled to find consistency in recent seasons. Godwin, known for his sharp route running, reliable hands, and ability to make critical plays under pressure, would represent a significant upgrade to Pittsburgh's receiving core. Analysts speculate that this addition could dramatically alter the Steelers' offensive dynamics. giving their quarterback a much-needed weapon to stretch defenses and create more explosive scoring opportunities. If the deal comes to fruition, Pittsburgh's fans might witness a rebirth of their aerial attack, turning what was once a predictable and often sluggish offense into a fast-paced, high-scoring unit capable of competing with the league's elite. The rumors alone have sparked excitement among the fan base, sparking discussions across social media and sports forums about how Godwin's presence might unlock the Steelers' offensive potential and revive their championship aspirations. The buzz surrounding Chris Godwin's possible arrival in Pittsburgh raises intriguing questions about how the Steelers might integrate his skill set into their existing scheme. Known for his versatility and ability to line up in multiple receiver positions, Godwin would offer the Steelers not just a reliable target, but also a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. His experience in creating separation and making contested catches could complement the Steelers' current roster, potentially alleviating pressure on other receivers and opening up the field for the running game. Speculation also centers on how this move might impact the team's quarterback, providing him with a seasoned, trustworthy option that could stabilize the passing attack and lead to fewer turnovers. Many believe that Godwin's work ethic and leadership could also have a positive influence in the locker room, helping to mentor younger players and raise the overall level of play. As discussions continue, experts wonder whether this acquisition could be the key piece missing from Pittsburgh's offense, enabling them to challenge the dominant teams in the AFC and make a serious playoff push. Another angle fueling the excitement is how Chris Godwin's potential signing aligns with the Steelers' long-term strategy for rebuilding their offense. The franchise has historically emphasized a strong running game and stout defense, but recent trends in the NFL underscore the necessity of a potent passing attack. Bringing in a player of Godwin's caliber might signal a shift towards a more balanced and modern offensive philosophy, one that leverages speed, agility, and precision passing. This rumor has fans and analysts alike pondering the ripple effects such a move could have on the team's draft and free agency decisions moving forward. Would the Steelers prioritize adding complementary weapons to surround Godwin, or focus on upgrading the offensive line to give the quarterback more time to find him downfield? The speculation runs deep as Pittsburgh looks to reestablish itself as a perennial contender. Moreover, if Godwin's rumored signing occurs, it could also influence the team's salary cap situation, forcing difficult decisions about which players to retain or release. These ongoing conversations contribute to a vibrant atmosphere of anticipation, keeping the Steelers faithful eagerly awaiting confirmation or denial of the rumors. The prospect of Chris Godwin joining the Steelers also brings into focus the potential impact on the team's identity and fan engagement. Steelers fans are known for their passionate support and high expectations, often demanding excellence and toughness from their players. Godwin's reputation as a competitive, hard-working receiver who consistently performs in clutch moments fits well with the franchise's storied culture. Rumors suggest that his arrival could energize the fan base, bringing renewed hope and enthusiasm to Heinz Field. The media buzz surrounding this possibility has already generated a surge in merchandise, sales, and ticket interest, reflecting the excitement that a marquee signing can inspire. Observers speculate that Godwin's presence could elevate the entire offense's confidence, fostering a winning mindset that permeates all levels of the team. The potential chemistry between him and the Steelers quarterback, combined with the strategic adjustments likely required, has become a hot topic in sports talk shows and podcasts. Fans eagerly discuss hypothetical scenarios where Godwin makes spectacular catches in critical moments, dreaming of a return to playoff glory and even Super Bowl contention. Lastly, this swirling rumor about Chris Godwin's arrival has broader implications beyond just the Steelers organization, hinting at shifts in the NFL's competitive landscape. If Pittsburgh secures this talented receiver, it could disrupt the balance of power within the AFC North and the conference at large. Rival teams might be forced to respond with their own aggressive moves, sparking a chain reaction of trades and signings that intensify competition. The Steelers' bold step to add a dynamic playmaker could inspire other franchises to reevaluate their strategies, emphasizing speed and versatility in the passing game. Additionally, the ripple effect might influence the upcoming NFL draft, with teams focusing more heavily on securing skilled wideouts and offensive weapons. Speculation also extends to how Godwin's addition could affect coaching strategies, play calling, and game planning across the league. The entire NFL community watches closely as this rumor develops, recognizing that the acquisition of a player like Chris Godwin by a historic franchise such as the Steelers could herald a new era of excitement and unpredictability in professional football. As the offseason progresses, all eyes remain fixed on Pittsburgh, waiting to see if this buzz materializes into a game-changing reality. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.